Hi, and welcome back today. It's Emily here and Alex with Someone Needs to Stay at TV. Today, we're going to be discussing military service. Basically, how should it change? What would it look like for our country? Um, what would the benefits look like? And with equality being an issue and a thing, should women have to register? Lots of questions here, lots of cool information we got. Let's go ahead and dive in with how you think it should change.
Well, yeah. So I mentioned before that I had lived in other places, in other countries,
Yeah.
and when you work in a joint environment with other countries, you see how their countries have set up their type of enlistment, and whether it's mandatory or compulsory or a volunteer like what we have, you get to see that the drastic change between those different environments. But I actually, after seeing what I've seen, think that it would be a good thing for our country to have a not necessarily mandatory, but a strong
Like
push
a
towards,
volunteer.
yeah, like a compulsory
Right.
type of setup that would help us as a country because we ensure a fighting force. And the way that Colombia did it was where they had other services as well. Which, looking up here at the board, the different programs that I think would be beneficial to us as a country and to our civilian populace, having the regular forms of fighting force, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the new Space Force, but then also having an ambulatory corps, police fire corps, a civil service or engineering corps, which slash transportation corps kind of go hand in hand with the TSA, but also provide other functions that entail with transportation, as in like port authorities and things like that.
So, how is this any different than what we offer right now? We offer a military service with benefits. Right. How is this any different than what we offer already?
Well, so as it stands now, we are a volunteer service. So anybody that enters the military is completely voluntary. We don't force anybody. Yes, you could have the draft if need be, but we're a 100% volunteer fighting force. We don't necessarily have a civilian corps. More so like when you get into the Coast Guard and that side of the house. But I think that pulling all those things together under a situation like this could ultimately help us close the gaps on enlistments, on people in the services, but also help Americans become successful. Like it was the best decision I ever made was joining the Army.
And I feel like, especially at this age group, it would be 18 to 22 years old. They would join.
Yeah, basically right after high school. We already have to enlist in the selective services males right now, which we can get your take on whether males and females should have to
absolutely
enlist. But as it stands now, we have just males have to enroll in the selective service at 18 years old, and then that's where we go from there.
Okay. So what you're saying is, all U.S. citizens need to enlist in a voluntary service in order to receive benefits. What are these benefits that we would get? Like, what kind of benefits are you talking about?
Well, so this is actually a very simple solution, in my opinion, to a lot of problems that we constantly talk about. Everybody wants to know about college and the price of college or trade school.
College is crazy.
Some people call for it to be free. They want the government to pay for it. Healthcare.
Nothing's free.
Well, nothing is free. But what if we could do something to make it free?
Mm-hmm.
Like as in, but also healthcare.
It wouldn't be considered free if
it wouldn't be free if you actually work for it.
Yeah, you're working for it, and you're getting in return.
Right.
You get your college paid for doing your service.
The GI Bill. Yep,
but
exactly.
what about the people who can't enroll? Like, I have my own personal experience. When I went through MEPS, I went through all the testings and everything, and I was getting ready to swear in and join, and I unfortunately was not able to due to my criminal history. I was a pretty bad kid.
Right. Well, and
I was not a good teenager.
yeah, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later on down the episodes when we get into parenting and that side of the house, as far as like how you can use this. But you, as parents, it is a struggle to keep your kids on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
But what if you could also use this concept to steer your children in the right way, to give them instead of just saying no because I told you so, having something to gear them towards, hey, you have to be on the right path so that you can set yourself up for success.
Well, it's like
based
the
off
drill
of the
sergeant
future.
thing you say all
Right.
the time. How you know, can't stand the drill sergeant
Right.
when he's yelling at you constantly and motherfucking you. But then you know, at the end of your training,
Right.
you want to get your picture taken
Right.
with him.
Yeah, you would think you'd want to, would want the worst things in the world for somebody that made your life a living bleep for a certain amount of
Keep
time.
that out.
But you don't. At the end of your training, when you get done with basic training, you get done with AIT, and you get ready to go on to your next endeavor. You don't. You want to go get a picture with that person that smoked you all night long. Made you do
Yeah.
hundreds of push-ups and
That's
made.
just wild to me.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
it's a
understand that.
strange
Wild.
concept, but anybody that's been in that situation, I'm 100% sure can relate to what I'm saying right now. And that's just not what happens. That drill sergeant that made you sweat, made you hurt, made your arms and legs sore, also taught you stuff, also helped develop you as a person to make you a better
Yeah.
person, helped you grow yourself fundamentally, foundationally. And at the end of your training, you don't want ill to happen to them. You want
So
to
do you think
take their
that
picture.
this program that you're composing of, how do you think it would help with the crime rate in
Oh, I think it'd
America?
be a great.
Do you think
I
that
think
would
it would help
benefit anyway?
immensely.
Yeah?
Because now, I mean, as a parent, what do you say to your kids? Like, oh, well, don't do this because I said so. Well, if you had an alternative to that, and you could say, hey, look, you can't. If you want to be able to go and do James Bond stuff, if you want to go and be Secret Squirrel or do awesome things, travel the world,
Yeah.
guess what? You're going to have to do this military service or a core service when you turn 18. Don't you want to pick a good route? Don't you want to not have a not so much fun job? Wouldn't you rather have a super cool job, a Secret Squirrel job where you get to go be James Bond?
I could see
and-
them finding that pretty intriguing.
Right,
you know,
for sure.
like
I
they
think
would
that,
like that.
I think that would be a big assistance for parents to be able to give them something to look forward to and guide them, other than just saying, "Oh, because I told you not to do that," or
Yeah,
"Oh, you're just not allowed to do that," or
absolutely.
"You're going to get your butt spanked," or "You're going to get in trouble." This gives you something as a parent, an assist, if you will, to help you guide your child towards success in the future. Because ultimately, the benefits provided from joining the military, joining one of these core services, will set you up foundationally.
So are you
for
talking
life.
like healthcare,
For sure,
housing,
for sure,
like a pension payment?
definitely. So as it stands now, you have the GI Bill, you have healthcare, and you have assistance while you're going through college as well,
Yeah.
that you automatically get. But then also the home loan. So your VA loan will help. Everyone says that building foundational wealth, generational wealth, starts with home ownership. That's the biggest purchase that most people will ever make in their lives. Well, by joining the military or one of these core services, that allows you to have your VA loan, which once you do your 4 years and you get out, well, then you have that ability to actually purchase a home and start home ownership and
Okay,
build
so-
generational wealth.
Boom, we got great
Answering
benefits.
that, right.
Awesome. They're, the benefits, everything that people complain about and everything that people want.
Right.
It's right here in front of you, y'all. It's right
a
there.
simple answer.
I mean, it's easy.
Healthcare.
But
and-
what
and
about the
college.
people that just don't want to do it?
Okay.
How about those people?
If healthcare and college assistance, when you could have healthcare for life, everybody says, oh, well, we want universal basic or universal healthcare. Okay. Well, if you join the military service or one of these core services, well, guess what? We don't have to have that conversation anymore because you served your country, which gives you that benefit as a person.
Absolutely.
But then also
yeah.
you get that payback in the form of healthcare for life. And no longer is it free, it's paid for
it's
by your
earned.
service, and it's earned.
Earned.
And at that
Absolutely
point,
earned.
your government is a single payer system where the government pays that basic service. If you want to get extra health care on the back end, that's perfectly fine. If you don't like the programs that are provided from the service as it is now, if you don't want to go to the VA to have your healthcare stuff, that's fine. You can have a personal insurance. So this doesn't eliminate anything that we have in place now. It just adds to it.
So you don't think there should be any punishment or any?
Well, so if I've actually written a couple things over here. So these are the 4 options that I think would be beneficial for us to basically break it down. So option 1 would be 4 years of enlistment. So and it's that time will fly by, because really your first year you're in training, your last year you're demobilizing and preparing to exit, going through professional development, and then so basically you just have years 2 and years 3 to actually be time on station, performing the functions that you went to school for, got trained for.
And y'all, that's really not bad at all.
Not at all.
That flies by. Think about how short that would be.
2 years. 2 years of time on station at one duty station to set yourself up literally for life.
Yeah.
Literally for life. To have free health care for the rest of your life. Free. A VA loan so that you can start home ownership and generational wealth building, and then college tuition. And not only does the GI Bill provide you with college tuition, it also provides you with a monthly stipend so that you don't have to go and work 3 jobs while you're going to college. It provides you extra money every month so that you have an income.
That was an issue. Back when I was in college, I had to work, and I still was on financial aid, but I couldn't afford my living. I still had to make more money on top of the financial aid that I was given.
And not everyone has parents that can help out.
And luckily,
and this takes a burden off of parents, because parents don't have to save money for their child to go to college later on down the road, nor do they, when their child is in college, have to pay for them to, or they could assist them if they wanted to. But those students don't have to take on student loan debt. They don't have to take on tens of thousands of dollars of debt just to attend college or trade school, nor do the parents have to provide that, because they went and served their country. They got the GI Bill, which pays for any state-funded school. They go to school and they get a monthly stipend so that they can survive while they're in there.
I think it sounds like a great plan. I mean, you have my attention right now. I'm very intrigued by it. I like it a lot. Tell me more about the after the enlistment. The options that we have up here.
Option 1 was the enlistment, regular enlistment, just like everybody gets done with high school. After, or if you don't attend high school, you're homeschooled. That's your 18th birthday. Boom, you sign up for selective service. Instead of just selective service, you get enlisted at get an enlistment date so that you can attend basic training. A delayed option. So let's say you're an athlete, or you're super smart and you want to go to college, or you just want to go to college first and you think that you can be able to complete college before doing military service. Very similar to what we have now. You would just become a commissioned officer once you got done with school, just like it is now. So nothing would even change.
Okay.
So let's say if you're like, oh, well, I'm a super good athlete and I think I'm going to go to the NBA or to the NFL. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. We want to see people succeed.
Still go.
This is 100%. You can go. You can do a delayed program, delayed entry, like what we have already in place now. Where
so they would just go at like 25
whenever they got done with school. They go to school.
Okay.
So let's say you got a scholarship to go play football for Alabama. Okay, cool. You go to Alabama, you play for 4 years. Well, let's say it doesn't work out and you don't make it to the league. You don't go to the NFL. No problem. At that point, once you got done with school, you would go and do your service, and you would actually come in as a commissioned officer, but everything's good. There's no problems, no nothing. Everything's good. You just did it a little bit later than what you would have done straight out of high school. No problem. The delayed is, or if you're extremely smart and you think, hey, well, I'm going to go and go on to be an engineer for Tesla or for OpenAI. Okay,
well,
cool.
we do need engineers.
And we do.
I mean, I was reading some interesting statistics on how messed up the bridges are in America.
Right. And we need smart people to do stuff like that.
We need them fixed bad. And we not only fixed, but we need them replaced.
Right.
I mean, there's
and this would help provide that funding through a civil service engineering corps to where we can get people trained properly and ensure that they have the funding. Because what if you don't have the money to go to college? Well, this whole process
makes it fair. Gives everybody a shot.
Gives everybody a shot.
And I like that. It doesn't matter about money or status. It's kind of, it makes it equal for everybody.
across the board.
It doesn't
Yep.
matter if you're blue collar, poverty, rich.
Right.
Everybody
Everybody gets
has
a
to do
shot.
it. Everybody gets
And
a
there's
shot.
and there's a hand each way to help you out. A hand up, not a hand out.
Yeah, it's a hand up, absolutely, because you're earning it.
And some people, hey, might not be able to because of the medical exemption.
Yes, let's talk about that.
That
What
is
about the
very
medical
real.
exemptions?
So if you needed a medical exemption because you can't perform military service, no problem.
Yeah.
You're not going to get knocked at all. But because of the medical issue that you have that you can't perform your military service, then no problem. You just go to the doctor and get a medical exclusion or exemption so that you don't have to perform military service. Now you won't get the additional benefits, the GI Bill, the VA loan.
Yeah, I was going to say, wouldn't that have everybody rushing to a doctor trying to do a fake
possibly.
excuse?
If you think back to
would this be something they would need to really crack down on and really look into?
Possibly, but my take on it is, if you wanted to go get a medical exemption, okay, you could do that. There were people that dodged draft dodgers, and that could possibly be a problem, but I don't think that it would, because think about it. You get so many benefits from going and doing your service. You know,
but how come the people that are ill that can't help it, why don't they get any benefits?
Well, so they don't get the additional benefits that someone that served would get. But if they have a medical exclusion, something that's wrong with them, they would be able to apply for Social Security disability insurance. They would have something.
Okay, I see where you're going with that.
There's already things in place now. So if you have something, let's say you have, God forbid, you're missing one leg. Okay, well, you were born with a deformity that you're missing one leg, so therefore you can't do your service. And honestly, you might not be able to do military service, but you might be able to benefit from one of the other functions, an air traffic controller or something like that. So I'm just an idea. But if, let's say you have that, well, if you're missing that leg, shouldn't you be able to apply for Social Security disability insurance? And
you should, yeah.
And there's already programs and monies and college assistance for people that have those type of issues already in place. So we don't even have to create something new. It's already there. So, and we're not, by no means are we knocking anybody that needs to get a medical exemption.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No,
not at all.
No,
so this just, with the things that are already in place, so we don't even have to change anything. Those people would already be able to benefit from the programs and policies that are in place now to assist people that have the American Disabilities Act. Things like that. Social Security, those things.
Yeah.
And then finally, the other option is denial of service. Let's just say you don't want to serve. I don't want to do it. This is not for me. I don't want nothing to do with it. So I want to deny. Okay, well, we are a voluntary force. And so we're not going to force anyone to serve if they don't want to serve. Okay, well, so if you don't want to serve and you sign up, I know you don't really like that idea, but
I feel like you should have to. I feel like
I would hope that people would want to.
You should get criminally charged.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, I don't want to force people to sign up to serve their country. I think that everybody should want to, and if you don't, in my opinion, shame on you.
But a lot of people really don't care,
and that's up for discussion. And that's up for discussion.
I feel like if you really put the pressure on them to join, they could be like, "Damn, I'm really glad I joined. Like I didn't want to, but I'm glad I did." Because I would never have done it if I knew that I had jail time I would be looking at. Yeah,
but I think there would be a lot of animosity with people because you're forcing them to do it. Versus, hey, if you're like, hey, look, these are all these great things that we can provide for you if you do it, but you have this option to where you cannot. But
aren't there other countries that force it?
Is Colombia one of them? There's like 80 countries in the world that require.
Make it mandatory.
Yes, there's like 80 countries.
I can get down with that.
And that's an option. But however, I will say my own personal take on it is that if we force people to do it, then that will be met with resistance. If we say, hey, look, we'll give you all these things if you do join and you do perform your service, and these things will set you up literally for life, then cool, that should steer enough people. But then also, so let's say that they don't want to do it, and so we don't force them to do it. What that option would entail was, hey, look, don't come back. You're not going to get those benefits. You're not going to get a VA loan. You're not going to get free healthcare. You're not going to get free college.
I can
that's
see where
the trade-off. So it's like, hey, if you don't want to do it, and you want to totally sign away your ability to receive these benefits in the future, that's fine.
Yeah.
But this is your decision that you're making. At that point, you're an adult. And if you sign away that option, then don't come back asking for government assistance in the future.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, did you see how we did that, y'all? That little debate we just had? How we didn't try to choke each other out or kill each other? Just take notes.
Yeah, it's possible, guys. We can have a conversation.
We can have a difference of opinions.
Without fighting. It's good. But that's how we're going to grow.
Yes,
if we're ever going to get
absolutely.
anywhere as a country, we have to start talking again.
Yeah,
Why
we
has it
do.
gotten to the point where we can't even talk to each other or have differing views about things
Yeah.
without someone storming out the door or deleting someone's phone number because they thought something differently than us? Like, that's a shame.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I log on Facebook and people are like, if you agree with so-and-so with Trump, then unfriend me.
Right.
You're not a true friend. And
Right.
I'm just like, come
Right.
on.
Because some random person said something and I agreed or disagreed. I think that's crazy. If we're ever going to grow as a country, if we're ever going to get to the right, we have to start having conversations again.
Yeah.
It just has to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like with the this military act, we could be onto something here.
I think so. I think it needs to at least be
It needs
discussed.
to be discussed, looked into. Hopefully,
sure.
the right people see this.
Hopefully. That'd be awesome, right?
That
Wouldn't
would be
cool?
great. That would
I
be
mean,
awesome.
At the end of the day, if we
Come
could
on now.
affect some type of change or at least start a discussion so that something comes from that, man, that would be
that's
awesome.
all.
That would be
That's all we really want. Out
Look
of
forward to
this,
seeing
you know?
what you guys have to say about it.
Yeah, I'm
see
excited.
what side of the street you're on.
But y'all have a great day, and then tune in tomorrow for our next episode that we will be covering.